Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Elite Dangerous 1.3 Beta Powerplay update. Lots of different words, I had to try that 3 different times just to get that out right. Anyway, we are here and this is the second video covering this update, and I wanted to show you the other ship. In this video we'll be looking at the Imperial Courier. This is the second ship that's been added to the game. It's a pretty cool looking ship judging by the model. I haven't actually seen it properly, like the actual model. I've just seen this little 3D thing you can see here on the screen now. I'm just going to buy it, and so we can actually take a look. Look at that, it's really sleek looking. So we're going to buy this. We can just sell the diamond back, it doesn't really matter right now. Because this is the beta server, so anything I do here does not get carried over into the live servers. So we can basically do what we want here, really. I can spend all my money on coffee in the things, it doesn't really matter. And my oh my, what is this? Wow, it looks like I just got like a giant crosshair on my screen. How cool is this? Wow. Yeah, I don't know where to begin with this. I think we'll just look at the external view just to see how it looks. So we will get in front of it. Let's just turn this thing around. I love ships that look like this. Look at it. Look at it. Wow. That's really... Do you know what it needs? It needs more neon blue on it. Just because. It just really does. Wow. This is a very, very fine looking ship. Awesome. I like this. I'm not too sure on the HUD though. Like, I mean the HUD, that, you know, just the actual cockpit. It's just a lot going on. Let's just go back inside and take a look. Yeah, you can see like the big kind of metal bars going around. It's very strange. Yeah, so this is the Imperial Courier, a very funky looking ship. Let's just take a look around. Yeah, all this white. Do you remember, I don't know if you guys read the newsletters or not, but I do remember seeing the concept art for this ship. And it does seem like actually kept to that concept art design with the kind of shininess and the whites, and yeah, it's very hard to explain. It's not too bad looking ship actually. We'll have a look at the parts to it. So we'll go to the services, we'll go to the outfitting. And let's see what we got. We got 3 medium hard points. So it's kind of, so 3 class 2 hard points. So it's kind of that step up from the courier. From the courier. I can't remember words out. I'll try that again. A step up from the diamondback, but below the vulture. So because the vulture has 2 class 3 hard points. So that, in my opinion, having 2 class 3 hard points is better than having 3 class 2, because you just got a lot more power coming out of these 2 hard points. With 3 hard points, you've got to manage more weapons, which means you need more power. You could have more of the have more variability when it comes to weapons. You could have like a rocket launcher and 2 pulse lasers or something like that, or 2 lasers and a multi-cannon, or 2 multi-cannons and a laser. You've got that kind of choice. Whereas you go with the Vulture, you've only got 2 hard points, and you really need 2 of the same type of weapons, otherwise you're not going to get that same amount of DPS going out. So, I mean, it's not too bad, the 3 class 2 hard points. Well, put it this way, the Eagle has 3 class 1 hard points, if I remember correctly. So, it's just a step up from that. It's not too bad. And we've got 4 utility mounts. It's going to be pretty nice. We have... What we got? Available 10 megawatts. So if we upgrade the power plant, we're probably looking about 16 to 18. If we go over here, we can just go down the bottom. Well, 15. Okay, 15.6. So almost 16 megawatts of power, which I believe some people might struggle, especially with all these utility mounts. You might not be able to get the full. You can't get the best out of the ship. Because of the limitation on power. It's very similar towards the Vulture. So if you want to get like everything maxed out, you need to start messing with the priority of your power of your modules. So you need to turn off, say for example, put your frameshift drive down to priority 2 and your cargo hatch down to priority 2, and you know, things like that to help control your power so you can get the most out of your ship. I think it's going to be the same with this. I won't be messing around with it in this video. I just want to cover the basics, basically. So we've got 2 cargo racks, 3 cargo racks, 4. I can't even count. So you've got 4 cargo racks already pre-installed on this ship. So it's 4, 8, 10, 12 tons of cargo. Obviously, we can upgrade this if you're in a station. Some stations do sell those 16 racks or 16 tons of cargo space. So we could probably put that on there. Fuel tank. Very low. This is the same fuel tank as the Sidewinder, so it's definitely not a ship for jumping, well, hyper jumping, like the ASP, for example. This is a local system ship, very much like the Viper. Other things on here, standard. Everything else is pretty standard. Livery, I don't think there are any paint jobs. No, didn't think so. But yeah, that's pretty much covering what's available on this ship. If we go out this, we can have a look at the jump range, 8.8 light years. So that's pretty low. That is very, very low, actually. Not too impressed by that jump range at all, if I'm honest. Yeah, so I think we'll just take it out for a spin, see what it's like, see how it flies. But I think I'll jump this one into combat just to see how it performs against other ships. And just see how it flies in combat as well. But first we need to get out of it. Make sure I can actually fly this thing. It's pretty beastly. It's so weird looking at this. At least I've got like a crosshair.
Engines engaged.
I already love the sound effects of this ship.
Landing gear retracted.
Oh my, it sounds like a racer. These sound effects. I'm going to say it now. I don't care what anyone says. This ship has the best sound effect out of any ship in the game. Don't care what anyone says. Listen. Subjective or not, I don't. This is just wow, wow. The sound effects. Oh, I can listen to this all night. Really? Okay, so let's leave the no fire zone. Get the weapons out. So the by standard we only have 2 pulse lasers attached. It did have 3 hard points, but again I wanted to do everything stock, so it didn't mess with the results. Very similar to the Diamondback, actually. We got the 2 lasers on the side, and I believe the 3rd was on the bottom. Actually, I can just double check that. Let me just... I think it was on the bottom. Let me just have a look. Yeah, I don't actually see the last hardpoint. Oh no, it's on the top. Well, I'll just go back to the beginning of the video. You'll be able to see where it is. I can't actually remember where it is. But nevertheless, it's actually got pretty good placement there, so we can actually use fixed weaponry pretty nicely. We'll have a look at the speed. We'll put the pips to engines. What have we got? 280 non-boost. And almost 380 for boost. It's more like 378, but you can probably push 380. Which isn't too bad, actually, for this, especially if they're going to be limiting the range that it can jump between systems. It needs to be a very fast and nimble ship. As for nimbleness, not as nimble as the Diamondback in the previous video.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, it doesn't have a similar kind of feel. It's lighter than the Cobra, but not as light as the Vulture. Not as light as the Diamondback either, so it's not too bad. Anyway, let's go to a nav point and just check it out actually in combat. Let's just go to the nav beacon here. And I know I'm using the basic pulse lasers that came with the ship,
Cannot comply.
but it gives us an idea of how strong the shields are and basically how it maneuvers around in combat.
1. Engage.
So while I'm in Super Cruise, I thought I'd tell you about one small change as well. You probably actually noticed I've jumped backwards in time because the server crashed. Now this is the day where the beta came out, so it doesn't surprise me. Your shields now recharge while in Super Cruise, and you can actually control your power while in Super Cruise as well. Now this was primarily because people were exploiting it, where if you were low on shields, or if your shields run out, you could just jump out of Super Cruise, jump out into Super Cruise, and then jump back into the instance, and your shields have automatically fully recharged. This was a massive exploit that people were using, especially in PvP. So what they've done is they've removed it by allowing your shields to recharge and be empty while in Super Cruise. This adds another layer of I don't know what the word is. It's a bit more dangerous now to be flying around in hostile space, because if you get interdicted while your shields are still recharging, your shields are still going to be recharging when you get interdicted. So you've got to be very careful now, and you could be caught pretty off guard if you are low on shields. So just be wary of that when you're flying around. Also, if you do get interdicted, at least you can actually prepare yourself by putting power into the systems before you do get interdicted. So that's the plus side to it. Okay, so here we are at the nav beacon. Yeah, so we need to start scanning. I need to look for a small target like an eagle or something, because again, I'm only using the basic weaponry that comes with the ship. So we're scanning away. Hopefully we can find someone who's wanted, because they did change the way the criminal system works. If you are wanted, you can no longer pay off your bounty. It expires after 7 days. So you can't go messing around, you can't just go messing around and start shooting players and expect to go to an outpost and pay off your bounty. No more, you have to wait until your bounty expires after 7 days real time before your bounty disappears. Fines, any fines you get add to your existing bounties, so they don't actually overwrite your bounty, they just add to it. And the same with dormant bounties as well. They get reactivated and they add on top of what your bounty is. So yeah, there's basically no more federal where you go to pay off your bounty. It's just not there anymore. So if you're a pirate, I wish you luck, really. I think it's a good change, really, because people were, going out, killing a load of players and just paying off their bounties with no repercussions. So this does add some repercussions to PvP, but for PvE players, this could turn out to be a little bit more dangerous. Okay, so we found ourselves a wanted Viper. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to take this one out, but we'll certainly give it a go. I don't really care if I get destroyed again, beta, and I'm using very basic ship stuff. So let's give it a go, see what it's like. I just really want to check out the maneuverability of this ship. So I need some distance really for these fixed weaponries to work.
Flight assist off.
It's able to keep up with the maneuverability of the Viper, which isn't too bad, all things considered, because the Viper is, it's a very maneuverable ship.
Shields offline. Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
So the winged turrets, basically the winged hardpoints, they're quite spread apart. Not as spread apart as say the Cobra is, but it does, as you can see, they're spread apart enough to cause a bit of a problem. I'm only really hitting with one laser at a time, so it might be worth getting some gimbaled weaponry on those winged hardpoints.
Shields offline. Flight assist on.
So it's maneuverable, this ship, for sure. It's keeping up with the Viper, which is a definite bonus.
Target shields online.
It's just that my pulse laser is really not powerful enough. It's a class 1 pulse laser, so...
Target shields offline.
There we go. So take that as you will. It's I like it. Do you know what? The moment the beta is released, this is going to be the ship that I'm going to buy first, because well, not the beta is released. Once this patch is released, this is definitely going to be the ship that I'm going to buy first. I absolutely adore the sound effects. It's maneuverable. Maybe something could be done about that jump range, but I'm guessing we're not going to get anything more than, say, 12 light years out of this, especially, you know, when we remove all the parts. But this is definitely a combat ship. You don't want to be removing too much, and you do need some armor on this thing. But I think, all things considered, I do hope that they buff that jump range. Apart from that, I like the maneuverability. Didn't really get a chance to test out its shield capabilities because the guy just wasn't attacking me, because I am in a maneuverable ship here. So that's definitely an advantage to have. So yeah, thumbs up from me. Fantastic ship. Definitely going to get it when it's past the when it's actually released. I think they said for the cost, they said it was going to be twice as much as the Lakon Type 6. Which isn't too expensive in itself, so you're probably talking between 2 and 3 million credits. So I think that's a fair amount if they buff the jump speed, the jump range. I think it's quite fast, it's quite nimble, you know, it's maneuverable, it's got some relatively good hard points, but you're gonna have to sacrifice those fixed weaponry on the wings. So yeah, we'll see. They're probably gonna make changes as the beta goes by, but all in all, not a bad looking ship, not a bad sounding ship, and definitely not a bad fighting ship. So here it is in flight. There we go. There's the neon blue that I was looking for. Love it. Look at it. Wow. It's a very Imperial looking ship, don't you think? Suits the Empire with the way that it's stylized. But awesome ship model. Love it. Definite recommend from me. If you like this ship, get it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's definitely it's an awesome looking, brilliant ship. So I think we'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And in the meantime, fly safe.